This is it. The final Pogchamps 3-game. Rainn Wilson versus Sardoche. They're both tied at 1-1. The championship bracket finals match. Who will win? 5 minutes each. No extra time. Sardoche is the faster player here. But, you got to win on the board as well. There is 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a lot of time. And let's just see who wins. Rainn has the white pieces. I'm not actually exactly sure how that was determined. Maybe it was based on blitz rating, I think. But yeah, not actually exactly sure how that's determined. But he has the white pieces, and let's just get into the game. We have e4 from Rainn, c5 from Sardoche, knight f3, e6, and b3. We follow their other game where Rainn was white. Knight c6 and bishop to b2, d5, and here in their previous game, Rainn played e5 as white, and I didn't like this move. I thought e takes d5 was better, which this time Rainn does play e takes d5, so maybe he got a bit of coaching in between the match there. And now we have e takes d5. We have bishop e2 from Rainn. I think bishop b5, contesting the center by pinning the knight would have been better, or more principled at least. But we have bishop e2, which is okay as well, just preparing to castle, getting that bishop developed. Knight f6 from Sardoche and castles from Rainn. Bishop to e7 from Sardoche. And here I think d4 is the move, grabbing that center. And once again, you want to play knight c3 without having to worry about this d4 move. And maybe you could give black an isolated queen's pawn in some lines. So I think d4, definitely the move here, definitely the way to go. But we have h3 from Rainn instead, preventing any piece from coming to g4 and also giving space for the king later in the game. Not the best move, but a fine move, a very fine move at that. We have h3 and now castles from Sardoche, and now we have bishop b5 from Rainn, so sort of admitting that this bishop e2 move was not the best. Moving this piece again. Once again, you really got to play d4 before you develop this knight. At the very least d3, but I would really like to see d4. We have bishop d7 now from Sardoche, finishing developing his minor piece. He got that last minor piece developed, and now rook to e1 from Rainn, getting his rook on that open file. Rook e8, Sardoche contests that open file, and now knight c3 from Rainn Wilson. We have, here Sardoche actually could have played d4, and I think this would have been very good from Sardoche. But we don't have d4. We instead have a6, kicking this bishop. So we will basically see a trade here because you don't want to move your bishop back. You could actually move your bishop to f1, but that's kind of an advanced idea, and you're not really told to retreat your pieces, or at least that's a very hard thing for a beginner to do. So Rainn trades. We have bishop takes c6, bishop takes c6, and now d4 from Rainn. Finally, Rainn plays this d4 move. Both players doing really well so far. Sardoche probably has a tiny bit better position, but I mean, it's definitely not winning. Sardoche also really up on the clock. He's only used 30 seconds. Rainn has used 2 minutes on the other hand. So I think Sardoche is doing great here. It's looking like a win for him. We have b5 from Sardoche and knight to e2. D takes c4 definitely, or c5 definitely would have been the way to go, giving black this isolated pawn. Creating this weakness definitely would have been good for white. But instead of, we have knight to e2, c4 now from Sardoche. I really like this move. And just trying to cramp white, and now knight to f4 from Rainn. Bishop d6 and queen to d2, defending this knight. And this actually is not the best move. It falls victim to knight e4, and here you can either play queen e3 to stay connected to your knight, or queen c1. If queen c1, then there's c3 and b4, and the bishop is trapped, so you'll lose that bishop. And queen e3 is just going to be really tough because you're lining your queen up with this rook. And we could see something like queen c7 attacking this knight again. Oops, not like that, but like this. And after knight e2, bishop b4, for example. And this position is just going to be very, very unpleasant for white to play. White's extremely cramped. Your rook, your queen is still aligned with this rook on the e file, and it's just not going to be easy at all. Black is actually totally winning here. But instead of this knight to e4 move, we see queen c7 now attacking this knight again. We have knight to e5 from Rainn blocking that diagonal. We could see this knight e4 move again from Sardoche. And we do. Sardoche plays knight e4. And once again, if you come to c1 here, then there is c3 and b4, and this bishop will be trapped. So we see queen to e3 instead, but now, once again, your queen is aligned with this rook. There could be tactics later on. We see f6 now from Sardoche, and this actually wins the piece because if you trade this knight on c6, for example, then there's bishop takes f4, and yeah, basically this e knight was pinned to the f knight. So after the queen moves, then we could see bishop to d2, and this actually traps the knight, takes away this b4 square, and the bishop is defended by this knight here. So this knight will be lost after rook e2 and queen takes c6, for example. So yeah, this f6 move is actually totally winning. Sardoche now totally winning, and he's up on the clock too. So it's looking like more and more of a win for Sardoche. We have knight takes c6. Rainn does try to go for this. f3 would have been an interesting move from Rainn, but we don't see this. We see knight takes c6 instead. Queen takes c6. Not the best continuation from Sardoche. Once again, this bishop takes f4 would have been much better, but seeing this bishop d2 and trapping this knight on b4 is a little bit difficult to see. So no worries there. But we do see this queen takes c6, and now, yeah, once again, bishop takes f4. I thought I was going to say something, but I don't have anything to say. Yeah, I mean, white could try to untangle here with knight to e2, but like there's still bishop b4, like we said earlier, and it's still a very, very difficult position for white to play. So, I mean, black is still doing fine here. We have queen to f3 from Rainn, and now queen c7, attacking this knight again, but in the process hanging this d-pawn. Sardoche hangs the d-pawn, and also this is an attack on the queen and removing one of the defenders from the knight. So the queen and the knight will be hanging. Not only do you hang a pawn, but you also hang a piece. And Rainn is right back into this as he does play knight takes d5, now attacking the queen, and the knight will be lost. So yeah, knight g5 is an interesting try here, but you still end up losing at least the exchange in the end. I think, I haven't looked at all the lines, but yeah, here Sardoche tries bishop h2, which is another blunder because after king to h1, you know, this knight is still loose, your queen is still loose, and the bishop could end up getting trapped too. So yeah, definitely white is now going to be winning here, but Rainn only has a minute left on his clock. And also, Rainn didn't play king h1. He played king f1. Bit of a psych out there, but he played king f1. And now this is totally winning for black as they have this fork on the king and the queen. Will Sardoche see it? Yes, he does. He plays knight d2. And not only is this forking the king and the queen, but it's checkmate. Knight d2 is checkmate. The rook guards the e square. The e2 square, the bishop guards the g1 square. This is checkmate. And Sardoche even said in the post-match interview he didn't even realize this was checkmate until after after he played this. He just saw he was forking the king and the queen. So yeah, Sardoche takes this game 3 tiebreaker. Rainn could have been in a winning position after king to h1. He was losing all game, and then right when he was winning, he blundered it right back just a move later. But yeah, would Rainn have been able to win this position up a piece, or maybe up a rook, maybe up a knight, depends on how the exchanges worked out. With only a minute left on the clock, it really depends. I don't know if Rainn would have been able to do that, but we'll never know. We have this knight d2 checkmate instead, and Sardoche takes the match right there. Definitely deserved. I think Sardoche is probably the most deserving winner of this Pogchamps 3 tournament. He spent over 200 hours studying chess in the past 2 months, similar to what Hafu did in Pogchamps 2. She had barely played chess before Pogchamps, and then she studied her ass off and won the game with a lot of studying. Hafu won Pogchamps 2 after a ton of studying. Sardoche sort of doing the same. Incredible work ethic. Very entertaining tournament, lots of blunders, lots of great personalities, and lots of terrible chess. But terrible, I mean, it's not that terrible. The players played great, and you know, watching beginner level chess is fun. I mean that in the nicest way. Like, these players played great. I'm not trying to diminish any of their studies or accomplishments. Everyone has to start somewhere, you know. So yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. Congratulations, Sardoche, on winning Pogchamps 3, and his prize money is going to go to his charity of choice. I don't remember what he chose, but all the competitors' prize money is going to charity, and this was a charity event. I think there was over $150,000 donated to charity from viewers throughout the tournament. So, and chess.com matched a lot of that money too. So very entertaining last match, very entertaining last game. I don't think I have anything else to say, so thank you for watching. If this is the only video you watch in my entire Pogchamps series, thank you. If you watch all of my videos in the Pogchamps series, thank you for watching. And we're going to be back to regularly scheduled programming after this. Chess stunts, chess tutorials. I can't wait to get back to this. I made like 80 videos in the past 2 weeks. It was freaking crazy. But like and subscribe. Stay subscribed. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.